Good morning, students. We begin with the fresh chapter of the supplementary reader, chapter number 8, the bear story. Most of you pronounce the word B-E-A-R wrong. It's not bear, it is bear. Bear is a wild animal. Now let's see. It's quite an interesting one, because when you hear of the word this kind of an animal, you will definitely think it's ferocious. It will attack you as soon as you see you. It will tear you into pieces and eat you up. But this bear in the story is not like that. It is something different. And why is it different? Let's see. There was once a lady who lived in an old manor house on the border of a big forest. Now, manor over here is actually a large country house with lots of land around it which the owner owns. Okay, countryside means the village side. In cities, in states abroad, countries abroad, we don't call it village like in India. We call it village, but it's actually countryside. So manor house is that. This lady had a pet bear. She was very fond of. Now imagine somebody having a pet as a bear. She loved it very much. It had been found in the forest half dead of hunger, so small and helpless that it had to be brought up on the bottle by the lady and the old cook. So they had actually rescued this bear cub from the forest, because it was lying helpless over there. It could have easily died because of hunger. So they brought it back to their house, the cook and the old lady and the lady, and looked after it by feeding it with the help of a bottle, the milk. This was several years ago, and now it had grown up to be a big bear, so big and strong that he could have slain a cow and carried it away between his two paws if he had wanted to. Now, bears are quite huge in size. So it had grown so big that it has got very sharp claws, okay? So it could have slain, it could have cut the cow into two pieces and carry it between its legs. That big it had become now. But he did not want to. He was the most amiable bear who did not dream of harming anybody. Amiable means friendly. He had that capacity of slaying down a cow, but he did not want to, because he had not been brought up by the lady and the cook in that way. So he would never ever intend to harm anybody. Man or beast, maybe a human being he wouldn't harm, or maybe an animal also it wouldn't harm. He used to sit outside his kennel. Now, kennel is the name of the home, like dogs' homes or like animals' homes also given names. So kennel is actually for a dog, but because this particular bear was huge, they built a huge kennel for him, and he used to sit outside it and look with his small intelligent eyes most amicably at the cattle grazing in the field nearby. Now, amicably means trying in a very friendly way, to be very friendly with somebody, to see to it like he was wanting to play with the animals which he could see in the farm around, not to catch them and eat them away. The 3 shaggy mountain ponies in the stable knew him well. Now, shaggy over here means long, thick fur they have, and very unkempt, very not so maintained, and they were mountain ponies. They were the small version of a horse, pony. So they knew him well, and they did not mind him being around. Did not mind in the least when he shuffled into the stable with his mistress. So mistress is the owner, the person who is looking after him. So the horses, normally if the ponies would see a bear lurking around, so they definitely would get a panic attack over there. But because they knew that it was harmless, they didn't mind even if it came into the stable. The children used to ride on his back. Now imagine, on a bear's back the children used to ride, and had more than once been found asleep in his kennel between his two paws. Now you and I wouldn't even think of lying asleep, like falling asleep in the midst of the paws of the bear. That was such a huge one. It was so friendly, that's why the children also were so friendly with it. The three dogs used to love to play all sorts of games with him, pull his ears and his stump of a tail and tease him in every way. But he did not mind it in the least. So that's how dogs play, they bite and they pull, they tug. So they used to do this with the bear, but it wouldn't get angry at all. It would not mind only. He had never tasted meat. Okay, never had he been fed meat by the owners. He ate the same food as the dogs and often out of the same plate also. And what did he eat? Bread, porridge, potato, cabbage, turnip. So he was basically on a vegetarian diet. Porridge is a liquidy material which is made out of rice and sometimes protein, dal. It can be even sweet at times. So they used to feed him this. He had a fine appetite for the amount of food he would eat. For that size of it, he would eat a lot. And his friend, the cook, saw to it that he got his fill. So the cook used to see to it that never would he leave the bear. I would feed him half and leave him hungry. He would see to it that his always hunger would be quenched. In the autumn, he used to sit and look with wistful eyes at the ripening apples. I missed a line. Bears are vegetarians if they have a chance, and fruit is what they like the best. So if given a chance, the bears would like to be vegetarians only, and the best thing they would like to eat is a fruit. In the autumn season, he used to sit and look with wistful eyes at the ripening apples in the orchard, and in his young days, he had been sometimes unable to resist the temptation to climb the tree and to help himself to a handful of them. Now, wistful means he used to just keep looking at those apples which were growing on the tree. Because he loved the fruit, he definitely wanted to eat them. When he was younger, he once in a while he climbed the tree and helped himself with the apples. He ate them. Bears look clumsy and slow in their movements. They are not so, because they are heavy, they avoid any kind of movement unless it's compulsory for them to move. But try a bear with an apple tree and you will soon find out that he can easily beat any schoolboy in that game. So whatever is amusing for him, if you challenge the bear with that kind of an activity, it can easily beat a schoolboy who's very energetic. Immediately in that game he can beat it because he wants the apples. Now he had learned that it was against the law, but he kept his small eyes wide open for any apple that fell onto the ground. So he knew that the mistress had trained him in such a way, the cook had trained him in such a way that he will not pluck any apple and eat. So he used to just sit and watch the tree for one apple to fall down so that he can go and eat the apple over there. There also had been some difficulties about the beehives. Now there were beehives over there. He had been punished for this by being put on the chain for 2 days with a bleeding nose, and he had never done it again. So the bees already had attacked it when it tried to go and pluck the apples from the tree. Moreover, now in normal times he would be left free to move around. Moreover, he was chained also for 2 days. Now for an animal of that size, to be chained would be the worst punishment you can ever get. Otherwise, he was never put on chain except for the night, and quite rightly so for a bear. Like a dog is apt to get somewhat ill-tempered if kept on the chain, and no wonder. So at night also he was chained, but if even a dog also, if you put on a chain around its neck, or an animal, in fact, for any animal, for it to restrict its movement, it's a very, very irritating thing. So for this animal also to be put on chain also, it was a very, very irritating chain. That's why he was punished whenever he did something wrong by putting him up on the chain. So let's see in the next part of the explanation what happens further in the story.